Well, let me get the notification out to everybody that I'm back. Lucy, go lay down. Yeah, you found me, cuz. Let's see if YouTube does it again. Thank you very much. This one I didn't go into edit, so we had to put it up with some things that I don't like. Like the stream and leaderboard and live reactions. Thank you, cuz. And Farm Off, he's on. Miss Switch Countdown. We're counting down Halloween. I asked if everybody's carving their pumpkins or if they wait another week. Hello, Mike. YT is giving me problems, so I had to restream. I had to start all over again. Welcome back, Willie. Oh, you're going to carve 16 pumpkins on Saturday? Are you keeping the seeds to roast them? Because that's a lot of seeds. Well, he's got plenty of grandkids to help him, Willie. Yep, I was right. Each grandkid carves their own, which is good. I told you it's a Y2 conspiracy. A YT conspiracy. Oh, yeah. The funny thing about that, Dawn, you said that I'm like a ghost. And according to Willie, they've been messing with everybody today. When a grown man tries to convince the divorce court that his wife is possessed by a ghost, that's when it's comical. Yeah, I see, Don, you just proved to me that it was YT, that it's YT. So far, I don't have a warning up there, so let's see how long this will last. Dawn says, back to pumpkins. The IGA store gives her a bag of tiny pumpkins after the holidays for her parrot. I know I've got some pumpkins I want to cook up. I was supposed to cook them up today, but today's been chaotic as it is because I haven't been feeling well. Sinuses driving me up the wall. And it is windy, so it makes my apartment cold. Welcome back, Buster. Yeah, Mike, it really is, isn't it? You're in Ohio too, if I remember correctly. And it is windy. Now, the weather for Wilshire conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 46. The wind is blowing from the west at 12 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 65. Dawn said her wind is horrendous this past few days. Yeah, I agree. Now, let's see. Conditions for Irving are clear with a temperature of 51. The wind is blowing from the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Okay, yours isn't as bad, Dawn. But for cement, conditions are clear with a temperature of 66. The wind's blowing from the southeast at 5 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 32%. Hello, David. Okay, the weather for Seven Springs, conditions are clear with a temperature of 57. The wind's blowing from the east northeast at 0 miles per hour. You don't have any wind in Silver Springs. At night during the day, it was 40 to 45 miles per hour. Now let me do mine again, see if it'll show it up this time. Weather in Franklin, conditions are cloudy with temperature of 47. The wind is blowing from the northwest. Oh, the wind died down since I went out last, down to 3 miles per hour. The current humidity is 73%. My thoughts the same because no, David is a revenger. David asks, who is this masked person? Do we have a new Avenger with us? Howie wants to know if I'm going to protest. No. Dawn says her rabbits are half covered and it has me worried. Well, are they kits? Weather for Gayland. Conditions mostly cloudy with temperature of 83. The wind is blowing from the southwest at 5 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 76. Neither do I. But boy, does it sound good out there. Weather for Enid, conditions are clear with temperature 55. The wind is blowing from the east-northeast at 0 miles per hour, and the humidity is 76%. Yeah, Dawn shouldn't be able to have kids yet, but don't worry about the rabbits as long as they got a windbreak. Well, Dawn, you really don't. Dawn says they aren't kids; they're 5 or 6 months old. She put cardboard boxes in for tonight, and they think they're huge toys to throw around. Rabbits can handle it as long as they got wind block from the cages. David says his 53 zoomies have turned into flutterbugs with intentions of immediate escape. That's true. Hello, Sue at the Mud Files. John says they had a full-on wind throw there because the crappy way he put up the tarps. It is full strength and went in or around the tarps. Oh boy. May have to tie the ends down, Dawn. Is anybody taking the family out to any haunted houses this year? Or are you throwing your own haunted house? Dawn just says flat no. And Willie says his heart can't handle those anymore. And Steve hasn't got the skeletons out of his closet yet. I got my witch hanging on the door. Dawn says she did her duty here in town for years. This street gave up years ago, so she did too. Yeah, that's what happens when families move out and and then the neighborhood becomes all rental property. Dawn gave away all the decorations. That's sad. Dawn couldn't walk, so why not let somebody else enjoy them? Christmas too, yeah. Well, I don't even want to go on to that holiday yet. Steve says he has all of his decorations, just no place to decorate. I see you, Howie. One day you won't be homeless. Well, we did, Dawn. We knew you were bullheaded. And if there was any chance that you'd make it. Willie says he'll decorate when stuff is on discount shelf. That's when you buy it for next year, which would be November 1st, which would be a week from Saturday. Willie's going to decorate this weekend. That's good. And you guys know those pumpkin seeds, if you don't eat them, are a good way to deworm your animals. If you don't want to take the time to roast them, then feed them to your animals so they can perform their duty. I think so, Dawn. I think I gave some to my rabbits. You don't want to give them very many because they're not really seed eaters. They are greens eaters. But they will love the raw pumpkins too. Yeah. Parrots eat just about any fruit and vegetable. Exactly, cuz. Thank you for pointing that out. Raw pumpkins high in sugar, so do it in moderation. Let me see. Yeah, I wouldn't give if you was to give pumpkin seeds to your rabbits, I would grind them up. Because their bodies are not really made for digesting seeds. Yeah, I agree, Steve. The shells can be hard to digest, but then again, they chew on wood. But they're saying that the seeds could be too large. So I just think, just give them. If you're worried about them choking on it, then grind it up a little. Run it through your food processor a couple of times. Couple pulses. Yeah, they love the bark more than they do the actual wood, but the wood just satisfies their need to chew. Because if they don't chew, their teeth overgrow. And Dawn, that's what happens when you put cardboard in there. Anything they can chew on, they'll chew on it. See, when I used to carve pumpkins for the with the kids and for the kids, I used to scrape half of the meat out as I cleaned it to make the walls thinner, and I would bake that pumpkin up and use it later in pies and stuff. Dawn said she made Heidi huts, but they throw them around. But they can get behind the box to block the wind at least until the weekend when we can finish this. Dawn, if they are, she says she saw a video suggesting put fall leaves in with the rabbits, but she has not tried it. Thoughts? The thing about that, when you use leaves or straw with the rabbits, it becomes stinky really quick because they urinate on it. I mean, not Dawn, but David. I'm sorry. Because it holds moisture and everything. You can put some leaves in and they'll eat them, but not for a heat source. Because then it's just like putting wood chips in a cage. It'll absorb their urine and you have laid a stinky mess. Yeah, David, that would work then, just for them to eat. I'd give them no more than a handful at a time. But then you also want to be careful what kind of leaves you give them. Because if you give them oak leaves or walnut leaves, peach tree leaves, any stone fruit tree leaves, it can make them sick, whereas the other ones would be okay. Like apple and willow and pears. Yeah, like Steve says, know the leaves. If they can't eat the wood, don't feed them the leaves. Ah, Dawn says her big rabbit gets a nest box on the 30th, so she won't need a box. Night, Mike, and you have a blessed night, dear. Thank you for coming. We got 3 thumbs up so far on this one. And there's 5 people here. No, I'm showing 5 people still. David says that him and the leaves have not been formally introduced. Okay, it's showing 5 thumbs up now, but now we're down to 3 people. Now, you got a lot of things that you can use for decorations if you want to go all out. If you have your own farm, you got trees, you got leaves. And if you processed any animals recently, you got calls. Yeah, there's 4 people now. No, it shows 4 people now. We don't know what's going on. YouTube is being a pain. It reminds me of a toddler having temper tantrums. Now we got 6 thumbs up. So that's good. Dawn says she saw 3 when I said it. I think it was me refreshing right when you said it. Watch, I'll refresh. I'm a watching, Dawn, and the numbers aren't changing. It still shows 4 in here. Now it says 3. Thank you, Buster. Now we're up to 4 again. No, it's not you. Now we got 5 people in. Welcome in, who's ever coming in. Welcome back, Willie. I haven't seen any signs for it, but they usually have a big haunted house here. I think it's over by Six Flags that it is. My oldest daughter, she used to work haunted houses when she was in her when she was a teenager. She loved that job. Anybody going to be calling for Bloody Mary? No, it's a sweater. No cape. I have a hood on, a cap on, and a sweater. Yeah, Don, finding decent ones is the trick. Because now they are so much blood and gore, I can't stand to watch them. Steve says he applied to work at one once, but they took one look at him and said they don't do that scary. I never liked haunted houses because I don't like walking in strange places in the dark. And nowadays, I wouldn't be able to even go into one. Dawn says she loved bringing her grandkids through the haunted houses. To see Dawn like me, I think your grandkids are even adults now. Seasons are best when there's littles around. Dawn says there are no haunted houses around here. These days, the kids all go downtown and door to door businesses for candy and some churches. David says we've been out on the lake for 9 years and get no tricks or treaters in the whole time. Well, they did a few years ago. What you want, baby? I can't take you out right now, and you know that. Get over here. Lucy. Okay. Lucy has to get our attention. Trunk or treats have been popular down here, Steve says. I don't know. Let me see if they have any haunted houses anymore or not. Hold still, Lucy. Ah! Well, I have a haunted cave. Nightmare Manor in Middletown. Middletown Haunted Trail. They have a Temple of Terror. Land of Illusion is one that I know about. That's in Middletown, okay. Hell's Dungeon, which is in Dayton. Dr. Psycho's Haunted Estate is in Middletown. Dayton Scream Park in Dayton. And the Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati. Yeah, that's more or less what they're doing. So, yeah, they still do it. Haunted paintball. Yeah, dress up like ghouls and try to kill them all, huh? Give me a minute or two, y'all. I have to get some more coffee. Oh, okay, sorry it took so long. Let's see. John says trunk or treat used to be popular. Tell parents must have got lazy. Take them downtown and walk into businesses. It's too easy. Willie says they used to have haunted paintball here. John says I searched my county. Massacre Haunted House on Facebook is the only one in this county. Well, there's a lot of them around here. Steve says the church does a haunted hayride, but just a hayride on a dark back road is all that it is. Dawn says she has campgrounds around the lakes here that bring the hayrides past her house. Willie says, yes, Steve, we love trunk and treat at church and the hot dogs at the end of the line. David wants to know if Lucy's wearing a mask. No. She barely tolerates my mask. John says, I sent you on the Facebook one. The internet said was for my county. It is way too good for here. Over 300,000 followers. That's just the population of 3 counties here. Go lay down, Lucy. I don't know what Lucy's problem is tonight. Go lay down, sweetie. You're not going anywhere for another hour and a half. No, Dawn, I didn't scare Lucy at first. She watches me put things on. And she just looks and watches. Come on up. Oh. No, she doesn't mind my mask. I think she just wants to go out. She hears things outside and she wants to go outside. Ain't that right? Yeah. When I took her at the walk, when I took her for the walk, she made me quite well. Even though she wanted to play with a little dog across the street, she didn't bark at it like she usually does. David says, Lucy does not recognize you with a mask on. She won't obey strangers. I'm sorry, but dogs go more than just looks. They go on smell and sound and everything else. She's trying to convince me to take her out, and I won't do it. Now go lay down, baby. What's wrong? You look like you're scared of something. No, maybe she sees a ghost. When she realizes I'm looking at her, she waves her tail. But when she's looking off in the distance of the apartment, her tail's straight down. Dawn, that was for outside Chicago, Montgomery, Illinois. Yeah. Well, David's off to spend some time with the family. Be seeing you. You have a blessed night, David. Dawn said she had a dog that screamed and ran when I came out with shampoo bubbles on my hair once, years ago. It was hilarious. Oh, you scared your poor dog because you were washing your hair? As you can see, Lucy's not afraid of me. Do it right, baby. I see David is offering the family a trick as opposed to a treat. Oh. Well, I know about 5 years ago, I did see a yard that got toilet papered. So, Dawn, you'd have to go all the way to Montgomery County, huh? To go to a haunted house. Now, on Saturday, I'm going to have a collection of ghost stories. That would be talking straight ghost stories. Oh, that was from Montgomery, Illinois. Okay. She has to go all the way to Chicago, huh? Well, here you have to go to either Middletown, which is about 10 minutes away, or Dayton, which is about 30 minutes away. Don says they used to light the streets on fire here and tear the town up. Toilet paper was mild. Robbed stores, and one time I lived on a corner. They used dental floss across the street, stop signs to stop sign. Oh. Yeah, I heard about some of how bad Illinois got it sometimes. They started going into more of what they call devil night. C says that's only 226 miles from Dawn. Dawn says Chicago is 6 hours away. I know Alton has real haunted house tours. They are so scary. Underground railroads, underground tunnels. Let me see if I can find a picture here. Let me see. You know, I would have to look. I'll have to look for them on my Nightbot. I mean, not Nightbot, but my I can't think of the name of it. Dropbox to find some of the old pictures. Don said it used to be where one of us gave candy and the other dressed in black, watching the house and yard in the dark back then. Yeah. Steve said him and his kids toilet paper his ex-wife's house once. Dawn says that is how we started the tradition of chicken pot pie before we went out there for the night. Another thing I used to make my kids was broccoli and cheese soup. And they love that. Steve said he was 40 and the kids were like 10 or 12. 10 and 12. Did she report you guys? No, so she had a peppering neighbor once. He gave a 7-year-old daughter eggs and showed her how to have fun. Oh, she like, egg in a house, huh? Yeah, it couldn't be vandalism if you're paying the rent either. Oh, peeping neighborhood. Okay. So, Dawn, you instigated an egging. That's cool. Yeah, that's why it's called trick or treat. Give me a treat, I'll give you a trick. Yes, Dawn, you got it right. Right now it's mischief stories. And there's Tommy. Hello, Tommy. And Steve says, hello there, King Tommy. I know there were some people that would take dog poo and put it on people's stairs as pranks. Or soaping windows. Yeah, Don, you usually did it to somebody you thought was nasty. Steve wants to know, just on the stairs or in a paper bag lit on fire? Both. In soaping windows. I figured if somebody wants to soap my windows, they can have fun. Because they soap my windows, just take a hose, now you got clean windows. Dawn says she had kids come get candy, walk around the house, and go out to the garage and use a rock to try to cut through the glass windows. she'd have to grab their costumes and escort them off. Lucky the past few years, no kids are here anymore. Tommy says, laughing out loud, hiya, Steve. Hiya, Don. And yes, I declare myself king if the government shuts down. Is the government still shut down, everybody? Let me see if the government's still shut down. Yeah, still in shutdown. So it's still shut down. So Tommy's still president. Oh, Dawn. Yeah, if some kids said that to me, I'd tell them I don't have that kind of candy. All my candy's G-rated. Tommy says, no subjects needed. Just don't be a poop stain on the earth. That's all he asks. Tommy says, hello, my royal court. Steve's your jester, Tommy. Steve's your jester. Dawn says she was 13 with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth saying that. I thought, okay, last time I hand out candy here. Oh, Tommy says Steve is his spirit animal. You're in trouble. Just because I said trouble doesn't mean you have to run out of your cave, Lucy. And Dawn says, wow, that is scary, Steve. You're such a sweetie, Lucy. Now, do you guys roast your pumpkin seeds or do you put them through your dehydrator? Don says, hubby just came home. Got to go heat up the dinner. Have a good night. Thanks, Verna. You have a blessed night, Dawn. And I think we're going to call it a night in 4 minutes. So, there isn't much more to talk about tonight. My mind went blank on me. So, Tommy, do you take your kids trick or treating? Or do you have many people come around trick or treating at your place? Well, it looks like we died. So, everybody have a blessed night, and I'll see you Saturday.